Right. Thank you for joining us for this presentation, everyone. This is Developing a Gratitude Practice with Leslie Avila. Leslie is the co-host of the DelightFull Perspectives podcast. Are there two of you, or is you're the host?
I'm the host.
The host, okay. But you have guests pretty regularly, correct? Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Well, we are very excited to have Leslie with us here this evening. Thank you so much for being here, Leslie. Without further ado, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm really excited to share this with you. Thank you, Emily, for giving me the opportunity to share this with other people. I have my #grateful shirt on today. I thought it would be, I was like, this is gonna be awesome. So we've all heard the saying, gratitude is the best attitude. And it really is the best attitude that we can have. And today we'll be breaking down gratitude and what it, breaking it down, making it more simpler for us to understand and use on a daily basis. It can get hard for us to be grateful for things that we have, especially the small things, when we're wrapped up in, the chaos that can be life sometimes in this human world that we live in. So the first slide is meant to be a little funny, but first, to develop our gratitude practice, we actually have to be grateful. And this is actually the hardest part, which I will break down, of course, like I said, to make it simpler. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see, or we can fake it till we make it. And sometimes that's necessary because of the chaos that can be life that we all know. Sometimes we have to force ourselves in the morning to say the gratitude, or to do the gratitude practice that we'll learn today. And I don't think that's faking it till we're making it, but maybe just, giving ourselves a little push. It doesn't come natural all the time because it is something new to us, and that's completely okay. So why be grateful if my life isn't great? And this is what we get, stuck with a lot of the time. It's like, well, I have to actually be grateful, but I'm not. There's so many things that I want and I don't have. There's so many problems that are unsolved. There's all of this mess and no organization. There's all of this, ucky, gucky stuff down here in the human realm. So how can I be grateful if all this is just blowing up? So there is different ways that we can go about this. We can force ourselves, and not in a healthy way. There's some belief systems, some cultures and traditions who, through making you feel guilty, create a path towards gratitude. So this way, I like to compare, we compare ourselves to others. Well, I have more than them, but they have less than me, so I should be grateful. But it creates a lot of guilt within us, and it doesn't always work all the time. Because even if someone has less than us and if we have more than them, our mind will still find a way, unfortunately, this monkey mind will still find a way to find what is missing. So the forceful way doesn't always work. With those feelings of guilt inside of us, developing and being born inside of us, it doesn't always help the gratitude, the gratefulness, the gratitude practice. So that was force versus choice. We have a choice to view things or think of things or see things in a different perspective. Even though there's all these things that we do want and we don't have, all these problems that are unsolved and everything's messy and everything's just boiling up and blowing up and spilling, we have the choice to look at what we do have, what we are working on, and what is coming to us. It's a lot of present momentness and mindfulness that this requires. and a lot of vision for the bigger picture that this requires as well. Looking at what we do have and what we are working on is living in the present moment. What we do have, the screens that are in front of us, the light in the room, the water that we drank, the pants that we're wearing. What we are working on is a little bit of present/future thinking, because every day we get up, whether we go to work, whether we go to school, whether we're entrepreneurs, whether we're trying our best, maybe we're in a hole and we're trying to dig ourselves up, we are working on it. Even if it doesn't seem like we're doing enough, and I put the quote unquotes there because that's the monkey mind once again, we are working on doing better. Even if it's 1% every day, we're trying our best, and we have to remember that. And through that present moment, working on what we want and getting what we need and, becoming the best version of ourselves, we have to remember that we're working for something to come to us. And that something is on its way. Sometimes we don't see it, so it's hard to remember that it is coming. Sometimes we get unmotivated, we start to doubt. But the choice is to remember and to look for and look at and be grateful for the things that are already on their way to us. That one's a little bit on the harder side because it is requiring that vision for the bigger picture, versus the present moment vision is seeing what's right in front of us, the glass of water, my bed, etc. So to make things easier, we start with the small things. Once again, like I said, the bed that we wake up on, the glass of water we drink. I will break these down and go in depth about this as we go on with the presentation. The second thing, or not second, yeah, third slide. What if I told you that when you are grateful for what you do have, you get more? When we choose gratitude over anger, deception, sorrow, upset, sadness, feelings, when we choose feelings of gratitude, we actually get more of what we, one, are already grateful for, or two, of what is coming for us, and we're grateful that it's coming to us. Let's break it down. How does this happen? If I'm grateful for what I do have, I get more of what I do have and what I want in abundance. So down at the bottom of the screen, you'll see manifestation and law of attraction. Whether you've heard of one or the other, both or neither, manifestation and law of attraction, to summarize, encompass the belief system that what you think is what you create. I have an idea of my perfect car, my perfect house, or my perfect career, or my perfect day. It could be as simple as going outside to have a cup of tea. That's one of my things that I love to do, and I try to make the time for them. As I'm thinking that, I want to manifest it to be my reality. So we will do the things that we need to do in order to get that, to make that happen. The law of attraction states that what energy, what frequency, what feelings we emit and transmute from our bodies, minds, and souls, we will then attract into our lives. We attract what we are emitting, like a magnet. So we, being the magnet, have to make sure that we choose what kind of things we want to attract. When we want to attract good things, great things, happy things, we want to make sure that our magnet is only attracting those happy and good things. And we can do that through monitoring our feelings. So in the above paragraph, you'll see gratitude creates positive feelings inside of us. When we say thank you to somebody, we're really happy. Something happened. We're saying thank you to a person or to a thing, place, experience that happened. We're feeling thankful that something occurred. So gratitude creates these positive feelings inside of us, and we begin to emit positive vibrations and frequencies and energy all around us. You ever seen a happy person come inside a room? You can tell they're happy. Their smile is huge, their eyes are big, they're emitting happy frequencies, happy energy. And you can tell the difference when not so happy, maybe they had a rough morning, comes in a room, you can tell that their mood is on a lower vibration, a lower frequency. We can see it on their face, we can see it in their body language, etc. So as we create positive feelings inside of us through gratitude, these positive feelings help us to be happier beings naturally. With these happier feelings inside of us, we have the energy and motivation to reach our goals faster. Because we have all these happy feelings inside of us, we can reach our goals faster because now we're motivated. Now we have the energy behind us. We're grateful. We know what's coming. We're excited for the future. We're grateful for the present moment, for allowing us the opportunity to bring our goals and dreams closer. And so we start to want to do more. You feel better, you do better. This also helps us notice the small blessings. When we're having a down day, it's hard for us to see the small blessings like our bed, like our car. And these aren't too small, but they're normalized. So they're in our daily routine. They're not really a crazy occurrence because now we've gotten used to these blessings. But when you're feeling happy and you're more in tune with the happiness around you and your present moment, you're more likely to notice the small things that make you happy. This then can also allow us and help us to take more advantage of the opportunities that are already in our vicinity. Sometimes because they're in our daily routine, we don't notice the small things that can make us happy or that can help us or support us in any way because we're used to them. They're normal now. There's no novelty that comes with that. So in summary, when you start to feel better, you get the energy and motivation to start to do better. Take more advantage of the hours in your day, of the people in your life that say, hey, let me help you, of the opportunities that we're blessed with. We're more likely to take advantage of those opportunities with this new profound energy that we have. We're going to move on. So, what should we be grateful for? This is when we can start to make a list. If you have notes in front of you right now, you're more than welcome to, as I'm going through my list that I made, maybe you get a thought coming in, please write it down. Get the notes out on your phone, whatever it may be. So I made two lists here. And one list on the left column is bigger picture. And the right column says easier. The reason I did both columns is because on the left-hand side, the bigger picture it takes a little bit of self-awareness and mindfulness in the present moment to kind of get to those ideas. On the right, these items are easier because they're things that we are doing. Our human body, our human mind is interacting with these things on a daily basis. So it's easier to point them out because we're doing it. It's in our routine. But now thinking about it, because it's in our routine, it might be a little harder to pick out those things because we're so used to it. So on the left column, you'll see, what should we be grateful for? The bigger picture. Being alive. As soon as we open our eyes, we have another chance and opportunity to do better, to be better, to eat better, whatever your goal may be. The air we breathe. Sometimes because we don't see something, it makes it harder for our brains to grasp the understanding of it. but there is oxygen all around us. And if it wasn't for that oxygen, we wouldn't be able to breathe and go on about our day. Bigger picture, gratefulness also looks like being grateful for your goals and dreams. Once again, this is a bigger picture vision because you have to be able to see what is on its way, even if it's not here right now, trusting and believing that it is coming. Your mind and your awareness, the thoughts that we think, our ability to talk, our ability to understand, our ability to conversate, our ability to go into a computer and fix something, our ability to tie a shoe or to drive a car. That's because of this brain. Although this monkey mind loves to go and overthink sometimes, our brain allows us to understand the world around us and to interact in this human reality with other people and animals and things. And another example of being grateful for something with bigger picture vision is being grateful for our ecosystem, for the natural world, Mother Nature, right outside our window. The wind, earth, trees, water, fire, flowers, whether you're a gardener, etc. Little things, that we don't really think about in our daily life because we're always on the move, fast, and I'm speaking from experience. On the right-hand side, you'll see the easier column. And like I said, if you are remembering things or things are coming to surface that you're like, oh my gosh, I should be grateful for this every day, please write it down, get your notes out on your phone. The easiest thing for me to do, to be grateful, to remember what to be grateful for, is to look around me and what's around me. So as soon as I wake up, the bed is under me. I'm grateful for the bed that I woke up on, the ceiling that I stare at as I wake up, the lights that I turn on as I wake up, the phone that I check the time and text some friends and check the weather, the news on, the legs and the feet that allowed me to hop off of my bed and walk me to wherever place I need to go next. The chair that helps me get there as well. Anything that is helping us to move from one place to another. The car that we drive. The water that I drink. The food that I eat. I'm just thinking of other ones right now off the top of my head. The people that help us. The people that want to help us, maybe we don't let them. This is all things that we can be grateful for. It can be as small as the pillow under your head, or the earring in your ears, or the shirt on your back. And that makes it a little bit easier to be grateful for the bigger picture vision items, the smaller things that we can understand with our brain and grasp and see and touch and taste and smell. Even being grateful for our five senses. Hair, anything, my mouth, my fingers. We'll move on. Ooh, this is my favorite slide coming up here. I want to make sure that we emphasize this next slide. So if everyone wants to turn their heads to the screen, the last thing and the most important thing that we should be grateful for is be grateful towards yourself. A lot of the times we're so hard on ourselves. Our brain tricks us into thinking that we're not good enough, we're not smart enough, pretty enough, cool enough, awesome enough, rich enough, whatever it may be. We don't think we're enough sometimes, or we're doing enough. We think that we can do more. And we need to remember that we are trying our best. When you are grateful towards yourself and your effort, these happy feelings that I explained above in the previous slides will be easier to obtain and to embody, because we are now showing love and gratitude towards ourselves, towards the main character in our life, the main character in our reality, the only person we know at every second of the day, the only person we are interacting with every second of the day is ourselves. We go to sleep with ourselves, we wake up to ourselves, we eat with ourselves. Even if we're sharing with another person, Every second of the day, we are only with ourselves. And once we start developing gratitude for our effort, for our small wins, I don't care if it's as small as I drank one water bottle today. Let's say that's one of our goals, is we're trying to drink more water. And you tell someone, I drink a water bottle today. And the other person's like, okay. They don't make it that big of a deal. Maybe they drink more water than you. And that makes us feel sometimes, less than or down, depreciated. But I'm here to tell you that we need to celebrate our small wins. Sometimes that's hard because we think we're selfish or we're being egotistical because we're always talking about ourselves, blah, blah, blah. But if we're not going to celebrate ourselves or our small wins, who is? There's no one that's going to tell me, good job today, you got out of bed. And to another person, that might be an easy task. But to some people, that might be a very hard task. And so when we start to celebrate our small wins, we start to feel more happy feelings towards ourselves because we're giving ourselves the applause for the effort that we're doing. And I'm here to tell you that we're not selfish. We're not egotistical. We're not too, whatever story people have told us over the years, it's okay to celebrate the small wins. And we must do it for ourselves because nobody else is going to. Most important slide, I feel like, of today was be grateful towards yourself for showing up today. Right now, what all of us can do is be grateful that we showed up. Even if it was as easy as you clicking a link, it could have, you might have needed to move some plans. You might have needed to push yourself. You needed to, whatever you needed to do to be here, you did it. And you did it for yourself. So an applause for all of us, for me too, for showing up, not canceling, for doing something towards our mental and emotional well-being. We'll move on. Something that will help us too while we are working on our gratitude practice is changing the way we word things and the way we think of things, our view, our perspective of our life. On the left-hand side, I have some really unhealthy ways of thinking that can lead us down the rabbit hole. And on the right side, I have a rephrased version of them. So we'll start with the left side. I wish I had a bigger bed. On the right side, you see how I reworded it. I am so excited for the day I have a bigger bed. With this rephrasing, you are also manifesting. You're not only being positive, but you're also manifesting what you want in the future. You are feeling the feelings that it would feel when you do have that bigger bed. You are telling yourself one day that I know I will have that bigger bed. Down at the bottom of the screen, you'll see in front of every phrase on the right side, the rephrased sentences, if we add, I am grateful for, in the blank space, what we do have, but I'm excited for, blank space, what we want, we get an even better sentence. So I'll start with the first one again. I am grateful for my small bed, but I am excited for my bigger bed that's coming one day. We'll move on to the second example. On the left-hand side, I hate that I get up so late. Right across from that, you'll see I am working on getting up earlier. At your own pace, at your own time, how should we rephrase that sentence to add I am grateful for? Maybe we say, I am grateful for the fact that I even got up today, but I am excited for the day that I get up earlier in the day. Third example, I'm such a mess. This is my mind's favorite one. I'm such a mess. On the right-hand side, you see, I am learning how to be the best version of myself. So you're manifesting that future once again, feeling better, feeling happier, being nicer to ourselves. Rephrasing that, adding the I am grateful for in the beginning of that sentence, we can say, I am grateful for who I am but I'm excited to be a better version of who I know I can be. Fourth example, I am not organized. Rephrased, I am working on being better organized. Fifth example, my house is so small, messy, ugly. My room is so messy, ugly, small. Rephrased, I'm so excited to create my dream house or my dream room. Adding that I am grateful to the beginning of the sentence. I am so grateful for the room or the house that I do have, but I'm excited for the day that I get to create my dream house or room. Rephrasing this is most important because how we think about our life is how we view our life. So we have to put on different glasses and look at our reality through a different lens sometimes to make ourselves feel a little bit better about what we're going through. And then the last one, I hate my job. I'm rephrased, I am grateful for my job, but I am open and excited for new opportunities and endeavors in my career. So you see how that rephrasing can be very helpful for us to get a clear and fresh vision of what we want to create in our reality and what kind of life we do want, which will then make us more grateful for our life. But like I was stated earlier, being grateful for the small things can help us get the bigger things because we're creating those happy feelings inside of us, which then can attract, manifest, and magnet and attract, like a magnet, more happy feelings. I hope I'm not going too fast. And if I am, please let me know. I do not mind being interrupted. All right. So, when should I be grateful? How do I develop this practice? How do we even start? And there's different ways and different times of the day that you can do this. We can do it in the morning, during the day, or at night, or all three. But let's start small. In the morning, as soon as we wake up, as soon as our eyes open, before we get out of bed, we can take 30 seconds, a minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. It could be 10 minutes. It could be 5 seconds to say thank you. Let's say I'm in a rush. I got up late for school. I open my eyes. It could be as quick as 5 seconds. Thank you for the day. Thank you for my eyes. Thank you for the sleep. Thank you, Leslie, for getting up and actually rushing to class instead of canceling and skipping class. It can be as simple as thank you for my breath. Thank you for my mind. I also have here written, thank you for the second chance. That's my favorite one because I believe that every day we wake up, we have a second chance. We have a third, fourth, fifth chance. Every day we wake up to do better, be better, feel better. Moving on to during the day. We can do this while we're doing anything. It's a little bit hard once you're in that routine to kind of step out and look at what we're doing and pick out things from the routine to say thank you to, but because we're so used to it, that's why I'm saying it's a little bit harder, but not impossible. As we're walking to our car, we see our car. She's so beautiful, whatever you name her. We can take a quick 5 seconds to say thank you to that beautiful ride that we have. As we're eating our lunch, we can see the food we're eating and say thank you to the food that we're about to eat. 2 seconds. Even if we're starving, we can say thank you and quickly eat. It doesn't have to be too long. While we are shopping, we can say thank you because we have the ability to buy things. It's just getting ourselves out of that routine and looking at it from a different perspective and seeing what it is that we're so used to and being grateful for those small, normalized, now normalized things we do and activities that we do. And last but not least, nighttime. before bed. Maybe we're in bed in our pajamas, or maybe we're getting ready for bed, changing, showering, whatever it is that we may do. We can be grateful for whatever happened that day. The lessons, the experiences, the people we met, the food we ate, the whatever it might have been. At nighttime, we get to say thank you for the whole day that we had. Even if, once again, we're super tired, all we have to say, 5 seconds, thank you for the day, and then knock out. We can also, I included in there, at nighttime, say thank you for tomorrow, for the new day that we get to do this again, to try better, to try again, in comparison to the day of. So this was the last slide for this, but I wanted to give us some time, about 5 minutes. If you have a journal and a pencil in front of you, or if you have a phone that has notes, or if you have nothing that you're writing on and this is all in your brain, then that's fine too. Well, we're going to take about maybe a little less than 5 minutes, and we're going to write. I'm going to scroll up. If you're still looking at the screen, I'm going to scroll up to the bigger picture versus easier. We can pick one or the other, or we can do both, but a total of 5 items. It can be the easier column, like the food that we ate today, the pillow we have, the shirt I'm wearing, the hair on my head. Or we can choose, like I said, we can do both as well. We can do one bigger picture and one easier column, but on the bigger picture side, what it is that you're grateful for. So we'll do about 5 minutes. You can even, if you want, we can share them on chat on Zoom if you have that access as well. This is kind of a freestyle journaling practice. So we're going to choose 5 things, once again, that we're grateful for, either on the material, easier side that our 5 senses can sense, or on the bigger picture side. I'm going to do mine too. Once again, if we're not writing, we can think about these things in our head. We don't have to share them, although we do have the opportunity to share them with each other. Yeah, as long as there's 5 things that we're contemplating. We'll go about 1 more minute, 1.5 more minutes. All right. We'll go about 30 more seconds to wrap it up. I am going to share mine with you all, and I'll open the space up for anybody who might want to share either in chat, or you can unmute yourself and share with us what 5 things you wrote down, but you do not have to. I will not call you out, I promise. Okay, all right. So I'll share mine. And once again, we'll keep the space open for a little bit if anybody wants to share theirs. I wrote some easier items and some bigger picture items. I am grateful for my business and my career choice. The reason being because I'm so grateful that I'm able to share this with you all and that Emily gave me the opportunity and the platform to share this presentation with you. I truly love sharing gratitude, positive thinking, feeling with others because it's helped me a lot in my life. I am grateful for my cat who is right in front of me, sleeping like a doll. He is the best. I am grateful for my yoga practice. The reason I put that is because I've been sitting for a while and my back hurts, so I'm gonna go stretch after this, and I'm grateful that I do stretch, and I'm grateful that I have the opportunity and the space to stretch, even if I don't do it every day. I'm grateful for my smoothie making skills. The reason why I put that is because I was drinking a smoothie before this, and I'm about to make another one after this. It left a good taste in my mouth. And the last thing I'm grateful for is my efforts because I tried my best with this presentation specifically. I tried my best with this class and workshop for you all. And I think I did my best, and that's all we can do sometimes. So we'll keep the space open. If anybody would like to share, maybe even one or two, you don't have to share all of them with the rest of the group. You're more than welcome to now.
I can share mine. I'll turn my video back on.
Okay.
Yay! So I am grateful for being able to see my family every day. That's something that, especially when I was away at school, I really miss. And I have siblings who are school age, and so being able to kind of watch that growth every day and check in with them every day instead of going for a long period of time without seeing them, that is something I am immensely grateful for. I also put my body's ability to heal itself. I was sick all last week. I've been sick for like a week and a half. And today is the first day that I really feel like I can breathe through my nose and my mouth again. So that I'm incredibly grateful for. I'm grateful for friends who tell me hard truths, which is something that I think that is hard sometimes. It's hard to, listen to things that are difficult to hear, but to have friends who you can trust to tell you those things, I think are really important. I put the sunlight because Leslie and I were talking about this just before we started. Daylight savings time really, it does a number on my ability to get through the day sometimes. So even just going outside for a little bit, I went out for about 30 minutes to an hour today, and that was amazing just to get that sun, especially as it gets colder. I'm really thankful for that. And then my last one is music, which is just a kind of back to an easier one, just I don't know, sound and the ability to set a mood or to invoke a feeling. I'm really thankful for this thing that we as human beings, and I guess humans aren't the only creatures that make song and sound in that way, but just music has such a vast and storied history, and people interpret sounds in such incredible ways. And so I'm thankful for the wide array of musical sounds that there are. So those are my 5.
Thank you for sharing, Emily. Those are awesome.
Janelle in the chat says, I am grateful for the beautiful fall weather today. Yeah, it's gorgeous outside.
Yeah, we got very blessed in my opinion with the weather today. Super cool. Thank you, Janelle, for sharing. Thank you, Emily, for sharing. I appreciate it. So to recap a quick summary of all that we did today, If you're following along with the slides, you can look to remembering that we can still be grateful even though our life isn't quote unquote great or where we want it. We have the choice to look at what we do have, what we are working on, and what is coming. When we have grateful and happy and positive feelings in our life, we attract more of those grateful, positive, happy feelings. And so we get more in return when we're already grateful for what we do have. The easier things versus the bigger picture things that we can be grateful for. And sending that gratitude to the most important person in our story, ourselves. And changing the wording and how we think of things definitely, as we saw in those examples, changes how we can feel on our day-to-day lives. And so the only homework that we have today is picking a time. Maybe all three work for us, but if we're new to the gratitude practice, I would suggest picking one time, either in the morning as soon as you wake up, during your day, or at night, to kind of help you get in the flow of doing things. Once the great gratitude practice comes easier, we can do it throughout all our day. As soon as we wake up till we close our eyes, we can say thank you a million times. But until we get in that flow, morning, during, or nighttime is usually a good place to start. Picking one of those times that would be easier for you. If you have a really busy job, morning or nighttime would be better to stick to that, because you might not be able to concentrate or remember during the day while we're busy with whatever we do, school, work, career, etc., families. And stick to that, for stick to that time as long as you need to, until the saying thank you becomes secondhand to you. And being patient with ourselves during this process, it takes a while for us to develop a new practice and stick to it and remember it during our crazy lives that we all have and experience. So that was it for my gratitude presentation. I hope you all really enjoyed it. Thank you, Emily, once again for giving me this opportunity to share something I'm passionate about with people.
Leslie, thank you so much for being here with us and for sharing that presentation with us. I think that this is, it's an important thing, right? Especially right now when times are as difficult as they are, to, take a moment and say, like, I am grateful for what I have, and I am thankful for these, even the smallest of things.